When you think of France, what comes to mind? Maybe the Eiffel Tower, incredible food, centuries of history? Well, it's the world's seventh largest economy and a historic global superpower for a reason. But what if I told you its greatest strength isn't its army or its culture, but the actual land it sits on? For centuries, France's geography has given it an almost unfair advantage. Let's dig into why.
So, to kick things off, I want to start with something that might just surprise you. It's a little fact that kind of challenges what most of us think we know about the map of Europe.
Okay, picture a map of mainland France. You see it bordering Spain, Italy, Switzerland, Germany, Belgium, a bunch of countries, right? So which one do you think is its longest border? Take a guess. Is it that long one with Spain, or maybe Germany?
Believe it or not, the answer is Brazil. Yeah, you heard that right. A country all the way over in South America. That's because the map we usually think of is just mainland France. The full French Republic includes overseas territories like French Guiana, which shares a massive 730-kilometer border with Brazil. It's just a wild reminder that France's reach extends way beyond Europe.
Okay, so now that we've stretched our minds a bit, let's zoom back into mainland France and look at how its geography literally built it into a natural fortress that's protected it for centuries.
Let's do a quick tour around its borders. Down south, you've got the massive Pyrenees Mountains acting as a wall between France and Spain. Then, in the southeast, you run into the Alps, Europe's highest mountain range, forming a huge barrier with Italy. And over to the east, the Rhine River carves a natural line in the sand with Germany. It's almost like the country was designed for defense.
And these aren't just pretty features on a map. They have been game changers in history. Back in the 8th century, as armies were advancing up through Spain, they had their sights set on pushing into the rest of Europe. But they ran smack into the Pyrenees. And that huge geographical barrier was a key reason their advance was halted.
But you know, no fortress is perfect, and this one has a major vulnerability. Up in the northeast, the land just flattens out completely into the North European plain. It's basically a wide open highway for any army that wants to march through.
And boy, does history prove just how vulnerable that spot is. This flat plain is exactly where Germany invaded France 3 separate times, first in 1870, then in 1914 for World War I, and again in 1939. This one geographical weak spot has really defined a huge chunk of modern French history.
Okay, so France's geography is great for defense, but it does so much more. It also provides an absolutely incredible commercial advantage. You see, it isn't just a fortress, it's a gateway for trade unlike any other country in Europe. And this right here is France's ace in the hole. It is the only country in Europe that has direct access to both the Atlantic/North Sea system and the Mediterranean Sea. Think about that. While other nations get access to one, France has prime real estate on 2 of the world's most important shipping zones.
And that northern coastline? It sits right on the English Channel, which just happens to be the busiest sea junction on the entire planet. That means practically all the trade coming from northern Europe has to sail right past France's front door. The Mediterranean coast is every bit as strategic. From there, France has a straight shot to 3 crucial regions. It can trade west with the Americas through the Strait of Gibraltar, connect easily with the Black Sea nations to the east, and reach the huge markets of the Middle East and Asia through the Suez Canal. It's connected to everything. So because of this unique position, France can act as a massive shortcut for the whole continent. Goods can arrive from Asia at a port in the south of France, get moved overland, and then be sent up rivers like the Rhine, deep into the heart of Europe. This saves a ton of time and money for trade going to landlocked countries like Switzerland and Germany.
So it's a fortress and it's a gateway. Pretty good combo, right? But the advantages don't even stop at the borders. Now let's look inland at France's incredibly rich and fertile heartland.
The interior of France is woven together by this amazing network of rivers you can actually sail on. You should think of them like natural highways, connecting all the major cities and making it super efficient to move goods and people around inside the country.
And all those rivers, well, they nourish the land, making it unbelievably fertile. And this isn't a small thing. It makes France the 3rd largest agricultural exporter in all of Europe. Its ability to grow food is so massive that it's a key part of the entire continent's food security.
When you get right down to it, these rivers do it all. They create the 2nd largest area of farmland in Europe, only behind Ukraine. They provide a reliable water supply for cities and farms, and they generate a huge amount of hydroelectricity. It's actually France's 2nd biggest source of energy. So we're talking food, water, and power,
all flowing right from its rivers.
So, when you start to put all of these pieces together, the borders, the coastlines, the heartland, a really clear picture emerges of a country that was just blessed by its geography.
I mean, seriously, think about it. Natural defenses that create a fortress, unparalleled sea access that makes it a commercial powerhouse, and a resource-rich heartland that ensures it can feed and power itself. That's a combination that very, very few nations in the world can even come close to. And all of this leads to one final big question. For centuries, France's geography pretty much shaped its destiny. But what about today? In an age of jets, cyber warfare, and instant global trade, does the actual land a nation sits on still define its future? It's definitely something to think about.